Go.
I don't know what that is because I ain't got nothing else up.
Now we're live.
You
Good
good?
morning, good morning, good
Good
morning,
morning. Good
gang.
morning. Let me pin
Happy
that link
Monday.
real quick. Night Rider in the building. Salute, salute.
Night Rider. Good morning.
That part
How
there.
are
Not
ya?
the sniffles. Not the sniffles on a
I know,
Monday.
I know it's okay. I'll be all right.
Key 410 coming
I
over
will
to the
be.
good YouTube.
Got your water. I got my coffee today.
Bacardi,
Good
you know,
morning,
sleep
Desby
comes to
X.
the
Happy
week. You hear
Monday.
me? Des and D in the
How are
place
you
to be.
guys? How was your weekend?
How was your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was good. It was relaxing. I told y'all guys I was going on a date with my son, which I did. It was awesome. How was
All right, all right,
yours?
all right. It was
Morning,
goody
Miss
like the
Ryder.
Rob. It was cool. I didn't do too much, so it was
The weather was
enjoyable.
crappy. It was like the weather, even though I
Down
hate
here,
going out in the rain sometimes, but yesterday I just made it happen. But the weather was really super crappy. Good
that part.
morning.
Hey, Mrs. Ryder. I don't know. I
Good
think she hates it
morning.
when she comes riding through.
You
Black
got two big
Swan.
white horses.
Or maybe just one.
They just want okay. Phil got a new job. Phil, what your new job
What?
is?
Hold on. I didn't say nothing. First of all, I'm not white. First of
Phil,
all.
I was loving the rain. I know I love the rain. I'm not gonna lie, I do love the rain. But when you out and about, it does make it a little crazy. Everything was like wet, bags are wet. And it kills me because in New York now, you know that they only sell like paper bags. You either got to get those plastic recyclable bags, which I have 10,000 of those. Never take them with me when I'm going out shopping. It's
You
ridiculous.
supposed to
Because
you
then you're
supposed to keep
there,
it in
you
the
like,
trunk.
yeah, you're supposed to keep it, or and you reuse them. And I'm like, I got 10 of these at home, but I still have to buy one more. But yesterday I was in the city and they just kept giving me paper bags. So it was pouring. So those bags were holding on for dear life. It's
Mm.
okay though. We gotta get the environment right. So good
What
morning,
would you do?
LG
Grocery
too
shopping?
funny. No, I went to
LG.
go
Good morning, gang.
good morning, Leg Quarters. Happy Monday. Good morning,
Anybody got some hot
gang.
sauce? I can dig it. You was
Jimmy
going. You was
hot
grocery
sauce.
shopping, or you went some other kind of shopping.
No, we was out shopping. I went to H&M, I went to Macy's, I went to, Zara's for my ladies. I don't, I only see one lady in the house, but you know, I have I love to like just go to different stores and kind of see what the vibe is. I used to be one of those people who shop for
Are you
everything.
with
Like I
me?
just picked up everything.
Uh-huh.
I'm not like that anymore. Now I'm like it has to be very specific. Like I have to be either there has to be something going on for me to just buy stuff. So, but it was really nice. It was cool. But it was wet. I did stop in, sat down, had a little margarita, little threesome with my son and a margarita while we
A little
watched the Knicks
libation.
game, which was quite disappointing. And I know we're gonna get into it. Little
You went to the Knicks
libation, need a
game?
little margarita in your
Oh, you
life.
watched the Knicks game. Watched the Knicks game.
No, I
Okay.
went to a I
Oh,
watched the next. Yeah, I was right
oh,
next door. I was at this TGI Friday right by the Madison Square Garden. So
okay.
I was
Okay.
close, but I was far away. But they would. It's. What do you drink, Phil? Like, what's your drink when you do drink?
My drink.
Do you
I'm
drink?
simple. Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
Hennessy.
Uh, Hennessy. I'll
Are
drink
you a
Hennessy
Hennessy
every now
kind
and
of thing?
then. Hennessy is more like in the hood or around certain people, but I'll give me like my go-to drink is a pineapple and vodka.
Okay.
But I'll get some Patron or some tequila or something, or you know what I'm saying, some kind of. I like Casa Azul, and if you know anything about me,
Okay,
I
I like
really like
Kaza.
1942. I really like that 1942. So
Okay.
it all depends on the
Okay.
situation or the environment.
Bacardi one, welcome. Anything's possible.
Bahati, that part.
Exactly. Phil, little
Feel
rum and
old
coke.
rum
That's
and coke.
funny. Man, let me tell you something. If you really want to get right without it be costing you an arm and a leg, because I had a serious threesome. I was menaging with Tito's and Casamigos for the whole COVID. Like
Damn it.
it was either Tito or Casa every night, and just having a few sips here and there. But it was expensive. But if you
Hey,
really just
Trina,
want to
big
get like a nice
Trina, big.
buzz, morning, happy Monday, boo. If you really want to get a nice buzz, get a little Bacardi and Coke on with a little limon. It'll do
Not
you
lemon,
right.
not lemon.
Yes, and a little lemon.
A
Little
little.
lemon. Go to Target, pick up a little lemon.
Lord have mercy.
What's up?
Damn it.
Listen, you know I'm bougie, bougetto, as Miss Trina calls it. She's like, you know I'm bougetto. Me too, girl. Me too.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't
How
nothing.
was your weekend?
Everything is everything. Black boy in the building.
Yes.
Salute.
Good morning, black boy. Good morning,
She must have had a good
gang.
weekend. She up here messing
It's
with her hair like this.
Mondays. I'm trying to make it so it's even on both sides because,
Lord,
it'd be looking a little
women,
wild. The pictures, it,
women.
it does. The after effects be looking crazy. So y'all already know, get those likes up. Okay, drinking rum and coke at the bingo hall. Does anybody play bingo? I look like I haven't played bingo in years. Those people take that game very serious, by the way, at the
He's
bingo
starting
hall.
already.
Good morning, Tracy T. Good morning,
Tracy
music for
T in the
God
place
too.
to be. Music for God. Who is in the
I
building?
know.
Hey, hey.
It's okay, Trina. It's only the first game. We still got four more games. I'm 3, 4 more games to play. It's okay. It was
Oh, so
sad,
you
but it was
gonna be
okay.
over in 3 or 4? Oh.
I
Damn.
hope not. I'm just saying. I think yes, we need to go play bingo. But those older folks, they take that game so serious. Like you can't be up in there keying. They be like, "Excuse me, I'm listening for my numbers." You like,
Bingo is
okay.
different now. They if you go to the right bingo joint, they got the computer joint that you can get and have multiple games
Really?
running while man, listen, it dabs your it computerizes it electronically dabs for you and all that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I went with my
That's the
mother a
whole
couple
fun of it.
times.
Is
But you get your
that
paper games
sucks.
while you at it, but you get the computer too. It's more games, more opportunity to win. I went with my
That's
mother a couple times. I always win when I go though. I don't know what it
let me
is. She be like,
find
boy,
out,
I don't know
Phil.
what. It ain't a whole lot. I went like $100, $200. You know what I'm saying? Something. But but I'm only
You beating
spending
those
about like
old people.
30 something dollars. You said what?
Those old people need those little funds. You better let those old people win those
No,
games.
no.
They need their
We go to
funds.
we go to the bigger joints. It be young ladies in there, young fellas in there. It be a
Yeah,
lot of people. It was called Bingo World. I don't know what it's called no more, but it's like a big joint.
bingo world.
Yeah, it's like a big joint.
Whoever thought about opening a bingo hall? That got to be a pretty good business, like a laundromat, huh? Somebody always in there.
Now you know what I would like to do because I seen it online. Somebody down south does a thing. It's called hip hop bingo. Dope. It's dope. And
What?
the
What is hip hop bingo?
question it's like bingo, but it's all questions and answers geared to like hip hop.
Got you.
Matter of fact, is it hip hop bingo or hip hop and R&B bingo? I think it's hip hop though. But
Old people Disneyland for
it,
real.
it's a dope time though. It's a dope time from what I see. That's different. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It's so funny. We don't. I remember, when we were younger, we would go bowling. We would go, to the movies. We go roller skating. It kind of feels like that stuff is old stuff, but people still do it. But you can
Not
drink
as
and
not
smoke
as
weed in there.
prevalently,
Yes.
not as prevalently because I guess there's so much
Yeah.
distraction with online stuff with so many channels and social media and all that good stuff. They get stuck in that. I always
Yes,
say,
for sure.
get up, get out, meet somebody, see somebody, have an experience, create some memories. You know what I'm
It's crazy because
saying?
when we talk about TikTok, there's a couple of stories. When we talk about social media, there's a couple of stories regarding TikTok that are really kind of scary. People think that we have this whole social media. We were talking about the kids on Friday, and my granddaughter had a dance this weekend, so I didn't know
Oh,
about it to the last minute. So she's 14, and she's good morning, Watchman. She's 14. She's a little too grown, for my taste, but I got to stay in my grandparent lane. And so she went to a dance. So I'm like, so I was like, she's going to a dance. Like, why didn't you say anything? A dance is big deal. I thought it was prom, but it was just a dance. And she goes to an all girls school, so it's not like there's boys there or anything. So she picked out her own dress and stuff like that. Her mama sent me pictures. I'm like, she's 14-year-old in a freaking 25-year-old dress. It wasn't skanky or anything like that, but it was fitting and it was short. And I was just like, hello, like, hello. Mom was like, oh, mom, she picked her own dress. I'm like, listen, we cannot lose sight of supervision. Like we were just talking about that on
aha.
Friday.
That's a
Like
fact, yeah.
we cannot lose sight of supervision. Like they're not. She's 14. She's not grown. But the story that I wanted to share with regards to TikTok is, that TikTok has all these challenges. I don't know why. I don't know why people start them. I guess it's, for likes. But there's a couple of, I don't know if y'all remember a couple of years ago when they had that crate challenge and people they were breaking their damn backs to get over some damn crates. I'm like, y'all better have y'all insurance together. But there have been two challenges that have put these kids. One kid has actually died. One teen in North Carolina has suffered 75% of burns all over his body. So
I
let's get
saw
into
that.
this weekend rewind, guys. Just keeping it sharing and just talking like we do. But a teenager in North Carolina has suffered burns to 75% of his body after attempted a TikTok challenge. Mason Dark, 16, was engaging in a TikTok challenge that involved spraying a highly inflammable paint aerosol into a lighter when his family heard a big boom when the can exploded. Dark was then set alight and jumped into a river to extinguish the flames, but he had already sustained severe burns. His mother, Holly Dark, told WRAL that he is now unrecognizable. Dark was then rushed into UNC Burn Center in Chapel Hill, where he had surgery. Doctors discovered the vast majority of his body was covered in third-degree burns. The way he
Mm.
looked when those kids saw him when he first came into what he looks like now is 100 times different, Dark's mother said. The teenager is an avid football player, is set to be in the burn unit for the next 6 months. Of course, his family set up a GoFundMe to cover medical bills and other expenses needed to aid in his recovery. At the time that they wrote the article, he was sedated in the hospital and he's undergoing surgeries. Hey, Marie, good morning. I, again, uh, are we paying attention when it comes to these kids? We think that it's safe. We're relying on someone else to make sure that they're on the job. And then in some situation like this, like this kid will never be the same. 75% of his body, he could die. 75% of your body with third-degree burns means that your everything is super exposed to infection. It's
Every
exposed to, yeah, you are just really out there. And it really is, it's crazy with these TikTok challenges. Y'all let us know in the comments if y'all kids are doing TikTok challenges, or if this is something like you've had the conversation with them, like, what the hell are y'all doing? Phil, are your kids doing any TikTok
my
challenges?
only challenge they doing is dance stuff. They be that crap. I came up the stairs out of my room one day, and my daughter was right there doing one, right. So I came up behind her, mushed her, and started dancing. I told her she should have said it, it went viral, but she's like, we can do it over. I said, nah, it don't work like that. I said it's
You gotta
spontaneous,
catch it.
but Yeah, as far as that other crap, oh hell no, ain't want nobody getting their ass up on no crates. And I hate to say that, God bless that kid that he's still alive, that he's good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're dumb so and so for lighting a can with a lighter, and he must have held it for it to go off so fast or whatever. But he must have been outside to be able to get to the creek or pond or whatever he jumped into so fast. But
You supposed to stop, drop, and roll. See, they not even teaching that in school no more. Remember when they used to teach us? If you on
Amir,
fire, stop,
morning,
drop, and roll. Good morning, Amir.
yeah, that part.
Yo,
This
that
man,
is just
there are some dumbass challenges. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Dumbass challenges on TikTok and other social media sites that we have to be mindful and talk to our children about so that they ain't stupid enough to run into it because they feel like everybody else is doing it, so I need to do it too and be a part of the explosion. No, no, sit your ass down
yeah,
and don't
right.
be a leader, not a follower, because you're gonna follow yourself into a third degree burn situation, a cracked back, a broken elbow, or some other worse situation.
Hey, J man. Good morning. Well,
Say
the next story, which
morning.
again is from a TikTok challenge, is talking about a kid who basically died after overdosing on Benadryl. So apparently, that's
Hey,
another
what?
TikTok challenge. Yep, it's
What?
another TikTok challenge now where they overdose, where they take the parents of a 13-year-old who died during the TikTok Benadryl challenge, 13, are warning other parents about the dangerous social media trend. Jacob Stevens died after nearly a week on a ventilator after consuming 12 to 14 pills of the over the counter antihistamine in an attempt to induce hallucinations.
Oh
First of
my
all,
god, stupid.
I thought we was
Man,
using this to put y'all asses to sleep. Y'all just being real stupid with it. Like, remember you when kids were little and they want to go to sleep, you give them a little Benadryl, make them a little
I don't know what
sleepy.
I don't know what
Good
the
morning,
figgity you
y'all.
talking about. The words of beloved are those of her alone and does not reflect the Good
Um,
Morning Gang Show or Big Phil
I
speech.
am not
Great.
alone. I know I am not alone. I know I'm not the only parent who
You are
gave him a little
now
bit of the.
alone.
No, I'm not. A little bit of
I'm
Benadryl,
not
just a little
rocking with you.
teaspoon. What's the subject, fan? DeShante, we talking about everything right now. We're talking about the TikTok challenges. How a young man has died from the TikTok challenges, and there's
Yeah,
another kid in the hospital with 75% burns all over his body. We got to just be more aware. Good morning, Young Dreads 42. Good
Young Dread, Good
morning.
Morning Gang. Buzzo, welcome to the building, Buzzo.
You know what, Trina? I think that really does beg the question. She said she's blessed that her 15-year-old doesn't really engage in
Shout out
social
to your
media.
daughter. Yeah.
Social media really is something that we allow as parents. Like kids who are not introduced to this stuff, they don't know that they're missing out on TikTok. They don't know that there's, you know what I'm saying, social media until it's something that's introduced to them. Do you think that is something that they could like
Oh, they
a
know.
kid could actually live today without social media? Oh yeah, we love my
Oh,
mom got me
they.
high early. Says.
Hey,
Okay, Des.
I see why, Dad.
Listen.
I see why. She was like, "Helen, take this and go sit your ass down somewhere."
Use a whole handful.
Super. My kids didn't get their cell phones till they was, I think, 13. Like they didn't even have cell
Right.
phones. I didn't even listen. And I still, even at them now being the age that they are, I still talk to them about different things that are going on online, just to make sure that they stay sharp, stay hip, don't fall for the bullshittery, and respect themselves and don't fall victim to, the woos and the trappings of social media or whatever. And it's kind of hard because it's just like when we were younger, we went outside. Our moms and pops did the best. Most
Yeah.
parents did the best with raisins, but once we get outdoors, it's a whole
It's up
new
to
world
us.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah. Hey, take it.
Yeah. We weren't as exposed, I think, to the things that are out there now today. We really weren't. Like, you were exposed to what
Right.
was in your circle and what your circle knew and what your friends knew. You know what I mean? Or if you went and you met up new people. Oh Lord, Phil, what were you exposed to? I see you making that face like,
Most of my friends were a little bit older than me, so you know.
So you were exposed. Okay. My parents swore I just needed to be a doctor. I need to be exactly. So, what do you need a pager for? I remember my mother was like, "What you need a pager for? Who are you? You not important." And I'm like, I am important. The hell? The trying social media is just too many followers, no leaders. Exactly. I think it comes down to us just making sure that we are aware as parents. We talk about this all the time. You know, and just teaching our kids good values. Like, man, listen, it is not worth it to me. Good morning, Nikki. Welcome to
Nikki.
Zamunda. Happy morning. Yes, Zamunda for
Welcome to
real.
Zamunda.
And so one of the things, that I learned growing up is to, always be mindful of what you share. Like, you couldn't tell your business when I was growing up. Like, God forbid you go out and you share what happened in the house business. Now
There's a
that's
problem. There's a problem.
deserved an ass whooping if you out here sharing. And so, what I'm finding though is that people, like, there is no such thing as like secrets anymore. And the reason I was reading, because of course I'm reading news all weekend. They think I'm addicted to social media, but I'm really not. I really am just reading different news and different story. And I come across Smokey Robinson, the legend. Smokey Robinson is dropping a new album. He's 89 years old, guys, and he's dropping new music. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be fire because Smokey has always had bangers. but but he recently opened up about the fact that he had an affair with Diana Ross. What?
Yes.
I was like,
Take a good
what?
look at my face. That's what he told her. That's what he told her. You see, my smile looks out of place. Diana was like,
you
oh,
know,
Lord, baby, baby.
Smokey. Smokey. Oh,
And he was
Smokey.
writing them hits. He was writing them hits. Listen.
Yes, and that's what he said. And so, in the article, he was saying Smokey Robinson is opening up about his numerous affairs, including one with his childhood friend Diana Ross. This had to happen. I mean, think about it. You're in the studio, all types of late nights. You guys are touring. You guys are, you know what I'm saying? It was y'all are young and it's inevitable. But anyway, in an interview with The Guardian on Thursday, the legendary singer revealed he had an affair with Ross for about a year while married to his first wife, Claudette Rogers. I was married at the time. Ross and I were working together and it just happened, but it was beautiful, Robinson told the outlet. I'm sorry, he's 83. She's a beautiful lady and I love her right till today. She's one of my closest people. She was young and trying to get her career together. Uh-huh, you sure was, Diana, trying to get your career together cuz she was a beast. I was
She was
trying
trying
to
to get
help
the
her.
loins together.
Okay, she's trying to. She was on. Diana Ross was for sure on her come up. I respect her because she was very, very focused with her career, and she was one of those people that did what she needed to do. I'm not mad at it. Back then, you were talking about the 50s and the 60s. Racism was very prevalent still. Things were very segregated still. Opportunities for Black women were not out there like that. But if y'all know, Diana is the GOAT. Okay, she got with Barry Gordy. She put two movies out, which were phenomenal. They're two of my favorite movies, and she is really awesome. But it's situations like this, like, why are you snitching? Like, why did anybody have to know that y'all had an affair?
It's part of the
Why?
memoir.
Why can't y'all keep these secrets to yourself? You're 83. You got one foot in the grave. You can't keep it to yourself.
He said, before I go, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
stop
I had to
capping.
let y'all know the story behind one of my hit songs. We was in the studio cruising together. And I just needed y'all.
Wow. Yeah, no snitching. I don't understand the snitch game today. Like, snitches, I don't understand it. those are certain things that should just it should be going to the grave. And you know what? Tracy Ellis Ross, she knows she ain't got no response, Miss Pink, because guess what? Her mama was a hoe. And it's
Oh,
okay.
oh,
It's okay.
again,
Your
the
mama was
words
a
of
hoe,
be love.
Tracy.
Never let me feel space on the Good Morning Gang Morning Show, but solely of be love.
Oh,
So when y'all come through in rocks and
girl, that's
stones,
Mark.
hit them in their forehead.
Listen, you gonna support me, okay? You are going to support me and what I say.
That
But
man.
anyway, he continues to say his story was after we've been seeing each other for a while. Diana said to me she couldn't do that because she knew Claudette and she knew I still love my wife. The tracks
Mm.
of my tear singer said, and I did. I love my wife very much. Creeper. And you out here
Ah,
talking about
ah,
it. But anyway,
ah.
his relationship with Ross 79 taught him that love is far more complex than he imagined. You asked me what happened when we get older and we get wisdom in life. Why am I frozen? Listen, my Wi-Fi is good. I don't understand why
It's
I be
starting
freezing up.
again. Look,
Don't start with me. I learned that we are capable of loving more than one person at the same time, and it has been made taboo by us by people. It's not because one person isn't worthy or they don't live up to what you expect. It has to do with feelings. If we can control love, nobody would love anybody. Nobody would take that chance. Why would you put your heart out there for somebody to be able to hurt you like that and make you have those feelings? So let's talk about that. Can you love more than one person at a time? And should you do something about it?
sure,
Listen, Wi-Fi, you're
sure.
gonna cut it out.
She has officially been downgraded from Boost to Roost Mobile. Roost. But yes, more seriously,
You know
yes,
what?
you can love more than one person at the same time.
Good morning, champion. You can. Good morning,
Listen,
Tink.
what's up
Lovely
with
Tink.
Tinky?
Well, would
Why?
you
How?
would you snitch? Like, would you like? I don't know. Would you tell? Like, I'm pretty sure we all have people that we, you know what I'm saying. Stuff is wasn't supposed to go down, and it did. Do you tell? Like, do you just keep shit to yourself? Because honestly, everybody can't handle the truth.
Well, aside from the cheating aspect, even if we have to be honest with ourselves, but we definitely cannot be honest in this light with our significant other. If you ever truly love somebody, you'll always have love for them.
Right.
Is it the best conversation to have with your other? Hell no, because they don't want to know that or hear that. What you
No,
mean you
for
still
sure.
love him or you still love her? What? I'm the
Right.
only one you should be loving. I'm be lover. You should be like
Okay.
so.
Okay.
But be honest. If anybody that's grown that of sound mind, if you ever truly love somebody, you'll always have a place for that
No.
person. You might not be trying to step backwards or go back to them or deal with them, but that emotion from the experiences you had, the moments you shared, et cetera, et cetera. Now, as far as the cheating, listen, if you are a cheater in this day and age with the access to so many guns and firearms and things, you better shut the figgity up and keep it to your damn self. Or,
Okay.
or get straight.
People back in the days, you either getting a hot pot of grease, a hot pot of grits,
Man,
or a whole
grit.
knife. Today, they just gonna take it out and pop your ass.
Or they trying to cut your
Love
finger
is
off.
dangerous.
They
They
trying to
stop it.
cut your ding-a-ling off. Leave it alone. Don't do
What?
that. Y'all supposed to be
What?
judge.
No,
Don't
Watchman
test
said
me.
I can't
Don't
cheat. You
test
can't
me with it.
cheat. Yeah, Tracy T. Diana Ross was a little fast in the pants. I'm just saying.
How
J
you know
Man
she was
said he
fast
ain't no.
though?
She
How you know she was
was.
fast? How you know she
She
didn't get wooed?
was.
How you know she didn't get wooed out of her, thorn wands, the thorn wands they wore back then, whatever they was. How you know
You know,
he
back
ain't
then
moving?
they were super strict on the virtue. Back then they were super strict on keep.
But they in
They
that
had a
studio.
whole chastity belt.
Picture this the scenery.
Even
They in the
somebody in the
studio.
comments said,
What happened?
"Yeah,
You said somebody in the comments said what?
I'm taking everything to the grave."
But think about the scenery. They in the studio. Back then they had a real piano in
Oh,
there. Smokey with that voice. And he was like, Diana,
right,
come
and
sit
them
next
blue
to
eyes,
me.
them green eyes.
Yeah. And y'all
Okay,
just
he
getting
light
attention,
skinned it in with the
looking at her,
green eyes
looking
and that
at her like,
curly hair,
hey,
looking pretty.
he probably got a little
Smokey
voice.
was
He probably
looking
got a little
pretty.
voice. He's like, oh, Smokey. Oh, what made you write that? Look, listen. Hey,
Black
Evolution.
men don't cheat, J Man. J Man, cut it out. Black men don't cheat. Yeah, right. Champion said, but there really is a thin line because love can really. Yeah, it really can. We were talking about that on Friday night. Evolution Brooklyn is in the
In the
house.
without a doubt.
I doubt. That's right. We were talking about that Friday. Hard for her.
J
She'll go
Man,
to
I
jail.
don't
She
know.
would wear that orange jumpsuit.
J Man, I don't know
She
what
will.
the hell you talking about, J.
She will wear. Let's get the likes in. I was told having a side piece is a normal thing now. Yeah, it really kind of feels like it is. But I think, and he said it perfectly. Smokey said it perfectly. I think is that this idea that we can't love more than one person is really not. It's just not realistic. And more importantly, we have been so taught that it's one man, one woman. Anything outside of that, you know what I'm saying, is wrong. And you can be monogamous if that's the type of person that you are, but some people can't, and you should be upfront about that. Just let us know who, what you, where you are, what you're doing, what's going on, so that as a woman we can make a decision on whether or not that's something we want to move forward with. Period. Like, I
Honesty
don't
is definitely the best
understand.
policy. That's a fact.
Just say what it is. Like, I love Evolution because she's just so open and honest about who she is and the fact that she wants to love multiple people. Like, I love that. You know what I mean? Because it's honest and it's real and nobody's feelings are getting hurt. And I think it actually may work to couples benefit, because now you don't have to hide. There's nothing to hide.
You
Yeah, he
don't
had
have
them soul
to
glow. No, he had
song
that
with the
soul
girl.
glow on those curls. Okay, stop capping. He had that soul glow. Can you imagine getting splashed in the face with hot grease? No, I was cooking the other
Man.
day and got popped in the arm and I was upset. I'm like, man, listen, this is for the birds. Good morning, twin mothers of two kings. Evolution, good morning, Queen. Evolution, we still ain't find out who your crush was. I still ain't forget about
oh,
Friday,
oh,
even though
I
they cut
know
the
now.
Wi-Fi
I
on my
know now.
eyes. You
I
know?
know
You
now. I know
okay.
now. I was wrong Friday, but I know now, Evolution.
You know. She
And I
figured it
fell
out.
into it by accident. Pause. I know.
Champion. Champion said, if I had a side girl in a relationship, my girl would harm me and definitely the other girl. See what I'm saying? Like, girls
That
are going
part.
to jail. I don't know if
That
y'all
part.
seen those video on TikToks where the
Crazy.
ladies are losing their mind and they in the car and they just hitting everybody's car in the parking lot because they don't know who the chick is. Oh my God. Listen, orange is not the new black.
That's why I raise my hands in the air like I don't want no
It
problem.
is expensive to have a
I don't
dime
want no
piece
problem.
date.
Hey, come to YouTube.
J-Man said, I don't want to love multiple people. Just sign my name a few times. I can't. I can't with you.
What?
Listen.
Damn man. Listen, too
Listen. You guys,
for
all
me
these
as a
ladies, it
man,
costs too much. For real.
too many women and too many problems.
Yeah.
I would rather put all that energy that
Right.
I will put into multiple women all into one woman. She could be the side piece, she could be the main piece, the mistress, the secret lover. She could be everything you needed to be all rolled up in one big ass package. and I can be the and likewise.
Yes.
You hear me? Listen,
Yes.
I can wake up tomorrow
Exactly.
and act like she a new woman. Listen, but she gonna be the same old love.
Put a pink wig on her ass and call her Peaches.
You
Okay.
hear me? Pudding, come here, pudding. Uh, sweet cheeks. You sweet cheeks on
Meet you in the
Thursday.
hood.
Honey
Okay.
buns on Friday. You hear me? Listen. Hey, Gwenny Gwen.
Hey, Gwen Phillips, good morning. Gwen
I
says
know that
exactly,
look.
but in some circumstances, they just want to decide for us because it benefits them and it's not us. But if the shoe's on the other foot, they can't take it. First of all, we already know men cannot take being cheated on, men cannot take the same things that they
Uh,
expect us to do. There's always a double standard. And getting into
double
my
standard.
next story. Last week we talked about
Hey,
the Celtics coach who now I think he's with who Phoenix now I think Ime Uduko or whatever his name is, the guy who cheated on Nia Long. That's what I know him
the
as.
dummy,
I don't even
the dumbass
right
young. That's
the
okay.
big dummy. Role playing is real, exactly. Get it in. But then so now just recently Miami Ohio women's basketball coach Deuna Hendricks resigned after texts reportedly show a relationship with a player. So, Miami of Ohio women basketball coach Deuna Hendricks resigned Wednesday after intimate text messages revealed she and a player were in a relationship, according to the Athletics Chantel Jennings and Brian Hamilton. The university announced the retirement on April 20th, per a statement provided to The Athletic the day after a reporter discovered 180 texts between Hendricks, 38, and an unnamed player over an 11-day period. 180 texts over 11 days. That's a lot of
That's
text
a
talk
lot,
right
ain't
there.
it? That's a lot.
Y'all was talking that ish for real. 30 of the messages reportedly were considered intimate and included phrases such as I love you, you're my baby, I can't wait to squeeze you. There's no privacy, y'all. In one text exchange with the player, Hendricks referenced a couple who had been married for years and added, doing this with you openly would be more than ideal. In a text dated April 9th, Hendricks wrote, today is the day that my girl returns to me, and then notes that the airport will be clear of Miami WBB employees. The player also made intimate comments during the text, including professing her love for Hendricks. The university determined Hendricks' actions did not constitute a violation of Title IX or the university's sexual misconduct protocol. So she didn't violate any of those rules per athletic, but that Hendricks did violate the school's policy on consensual relationships between staff members and undergraduate students. Rather than go through a hearing, Hendricks resigned. The university did not disclose Hendricks' reason for resigning because it said it wanted to protect their rights to confidentiality under FERPA, per the athletic. Um, should she have resigned? Or would you go through the whole trial? You already compromised your career by even doing this. So
She
are you
has a big.
going all out?
I'm sorry. She has a bigger chance of letting it die down to kind of rejuvenate a career as opposed to going through that open hearing, because that open hearing is going to put it way out there. Because then some
Right.
more details of whatever was going on are going to be discussed, and it's going to be on Front Street. And some people are going to be cool with it, and others, a vast majority of others, is going to be like, shame on you. You couldn't have found nobody else to date, or da 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 da. And it would be a whole lot, and it would be embarrassing to her, embarrassing to the player, and embarrassing to the school. So it made better
Yep.
sense. They probably worked out some kind of severance, something or another, if she went ahead and resigned or whatever. So that probably was the smartest and best thing to do, given the situation. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I mean, I guess so. I guess so.
You
She
said
did the
yeah.
right thing. Why put the other person? I mean, it's why do it at all? when you know that there's a probability that you're going to get caught, when you know that it's going to put everything on Front Street anyway, why do it at all? I don't understand. Like, it's one of those wait until you're done with school or figure out another way. Hey, CLBBNY. Good morning, RW. How are you? Happy Monday. I'm just
Maybe
like, why do it at all? It's like the whole
maybe the
cheating thing. Like,
maybe the player said, "Take a look in my face. I know my background seems out of place. Take a step closer. It's easy to try. You never know. Listen, it might have been the eyes again. It might have been the eyes. It might have been. You gotta
those
understand. It's human.
green eyes and that curly
It's,
hair.
it's human. It's human nature. And depending on what your composition is, your makeup is, whether you're a strong person when it comes to temptation or a weak person when it comes to temptation, everybody can be tempted. It's a matter if you follow up or follow through with the temptation and go along with it or not.
J Man, she said she's in Ohio. MFers are weird here. You're in Ohio,
Damn
J Man?
that. Get you a
I
burner
don't
phone.
understand. Listen, oh Lord, it's just too much work to cheat. It's just too much work. It's just too much
That
work.
part and the energy you could put into your man for your perspective, my woman from my perspective, put into the person that you're dealing with. It's so much easier to even deal with the bullshittery in that situation than to divide your energies amongst a whole bunch of people. I'm just saying, it's a lot.
I mean, that's easier said than done because even a lot of people today are single because they can't find everything in one package. Number one, and then number two, it's like everybody comes with something or lack of something. Let me say that everybody doesn't have it all. So you're gonna give something up. Yeah, Tink. I guess you're right. I guess they
81.
both adults. She figured that she liked what she likes, and she was willing to take the chance. But at what cost? Because now if you're a coach, you already know. Now you're walking away with a stain on your record. Like, where else are
Ain't
you
gonna,
gonna go?
it ain't gonna be no WNBA coaching for that's for sure.
Right. You know, I was
Good
just writing
morning,
that
Sabrina.
exact comment at just up 33.52 for whatever reason. What did he say, narrator? Stop capping.
I think he was talking about the
Burner
likes and stuff.
phone. Oh,
But
okay. Thank you, guys.
but that's the
Make
thing,
sure you
right?
get the likes up,
Are we
guys.
that's the thing. Are we looking for too much in a person? Are we looking too much for perfection and not looking
Mm,
for realism? And instead of looking for Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right in the sense that I can deal with his lazy ass in this area, or I can deal with her ass. She can cook a little bit, but she ain't really a hell of a cook. Whatever your drawback is, everybody has something about them that
right.
we're not gonna always agree with or like or whatever. But that 80-20 rule. Why give up on that 80 because of the 20%? Especially if that 20% isn't detrimental to your life or to what your relationship could be. Instead of you out here searching and looking for somebody else that perfectly fits the bill, and you'll be running around chasing your tail, trying to find it for a lot of your life, missing out on what could be a good relationship.
Right.
Huh?
Yes, for sure. They probably not getting it at home or smell money on the play and think they're gonna get something out of it. I mean, I think when it comes to this whole relationship thing, people are just weird. A lot of people haven't even dealt with their own childhood crap, their mommy issues, their daddy issues. You want to walk into something and be, I want somebody who's whole and I want somebody who's healed. And I'm like, you're not healed. You're not whole. Like, no, everybody's still going through a process and it doesn't ever stop. You don't stop evolving as a human being or as an adult. You
You
still
damn
learn.
should be. Yeah, that's a fact.
you know so it's just
That's
like this idea that you're going to find somebody who's healed and whole. Nobody's ever healed. There are things that will trigger you today from when you were 1 years old that you don't even know until you're triggered, and then it's something that you got to deal with, right? So you got to deal with some, to your point, with the good 80%, and just let that 20% roll and be like, it's not today,
and,
you
and be
know
like, come here, girl. come here, girl, let's heal together and let me hold you. You know what I'm talking about? Can we
Yeah.
heal and
When I
hold? That's just
cry, you cry. We cry.
yeah.
So,
That man.
it's like, come on. And I was on a
Not,
live last night with Mr. King Talk TV, Samson. I know you know him, Phil.
yeah, yeah.
We were talking about this very thing. It's just like, you have to, as a person today, just understand who you are and understand the person. I always say, meet people where they are. That doesn't mean you have to stay there, but you got to meet a person where they are. And when you meet them there, you have to figure out if that's okay with you to be there. Because if it's not, now you need to figure out whether you stay in or not. There are people who are just, they don't know how to love. They can't love. And we cannot teach somebody how to love. They're either gonna want to do it and be like, all right, this is somebody worth doing this for, or they're just not. And are you gonna stay in that? So, it's a lot. It's a lot. Energy starts and if you had it, it comes out in the same shit. Exactly. Exactly, Captain. It eventually comes out when it comes to cheating. You can't help it.
Now with this story, what's missing in this, the missing puzzle piece or the linchpin or the aha, how did they find out about it? How did those text messages get out? Who saw them? Who leaked them and why?
Hmm.
And are they going to continue this relationship after all this is said and done? Was this a ploy from the player?
From the
Was it
beginning. Right.
who? Yeah, who divulged this information? Because it's no way in hell they should have known or been able to know what was going on. Period. Unless she was using like a university cell phone to contact it, and they monitor the cell phone. Other than that, how would they know?
Yeah.
How?
You're absolutely right. You have to wonder what the motives are for however it was found out, whoever found it, whether it was by accident, whether it was intentional. What are the motives? Because this is,
Mm.
again, when these things come up, first of all, this coach is a female black coach. You have to ask yourself, this has been going on for years. Why was I the target today? Why am I the example today? This has been going on for years. I don't know how I happen to be the target today. So yeah, you do have to ask, what's the motive?
That part, because
And it doesn't say how it was found
adding up.
out. Um, but she went 35 and 80 in 4 years at Miami after she went 125 and 93. Sounds to me like they just wanted to get rid of her. And she probably
Ain't
had
no
a
way.
great contract. Right. So they were just like, let's find
They're
the
like,
dirt
oh,
on her
oh,
ass
that
and
part
get her
right
up
there.
out
There
of
you go.
here.
We got her. Get her up out of there. Hey
Des,
man,
I
so
asked
patterns
myself
tell
the
us
same
on
question.
episode, change patterns are the answer. That's a fact. If you pay attention, you'll notice the differences. No matter what they're telling you out of their mouth, how they're trying to portray whatever. If you pay
Yep.
attention, you get all your answers. That's a fact.
You're right about that. That then y'all ain't never lied about that. And all you have to that's the problem. We're too busy trying to be in it and just kind of make it happen to be paying attention. It's like, oh, that's okay. And sometimes we allow bad behavior because we've done it in the past. So sometimes it's like, I've done that and I understand why I've done that. So you want to give a pat? Nah, hell no. I've done it. I know not to do it, and I know you shouldn't be doing it either. We was talking about this last week.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Like in an open setting, and Jazz, she's in a room. She can agree. When I'm in an open setting around people, a lot of times I'm sitting back chilling. I'm paying attention. I'm
Yeah,
watching movements, maneuvers, listening, and just
right,
being inconspicuous, but at the same time soaking up everything that's going on, and you'll learn so much about people just by paying attention and listening, as opposed to just
yeah, for sure.
having to talk, having to be in the forefront, having to do everything. And even in a relationship, if you sit back and observe, you should do that anyway, not to be like nosy or controlling or whatever, just to see, just to be in tune with your significant other, so that you can
Right,
assess a need before it happens or as it's happening,
right,
access a mood change, to understand, okay, I'll pick with her today because we pick with each other, or I'm gonna leave her. I'm gonna let her be a little bit because something's going on, and then we'll talk about it to find out what's bothering her.
Hey,
Just to know, be in tune with your
be in
significant other.
tune.
That part.
And yeah, for sure. Always talking, ain't saying much. Exactly. Good morning, beautiful little Jazz TV. Good morning. Um, I don't know. I just relationships are not easy, and and I'm gonna tell you what, Gwen. If it do come to the light, it will not be because of me, because I do not snitch. I know how to keep my business to myself, and there's just shit that's going to the grave with me. We going to the grave together. It's
What you
going
talking?
down 8
What you
feet under,
talking?
6 feet under. We
What
going
you
8
talking,
feet under.
beloved?
All of them secrets. Come on.
What you talking? What you
Just
talking?
I'm just keeping it 1,000. Oh no, I know you not, Jenna. I'm just saying. I got you, Gwen. I got what you saying. That's right, Jay, man. Them secrets are going right with me. I will not be like, so by the way, I'm on my deathbed. I feel I need to confess. I'm not confessing a damn thing. If you don't come to me with evidence, and it better be solid, not circumstantial, by the way. I don't care what you think. Did you see?
They're gonna
Because if
come
you
in there with
didn't
they're gonna
see,
slap the Polaroids on the table.
and be
What about
like,
that?
that
What
looks
about
like me,
that?
but that's that other girl that looked like me. That's
Look
my
at you tan.
doppelganger.
She a little bit too dark. That ain't me. I wear my hair
That's
this way. That ain't me.
exactly. I wear my hair like that, boy. It ain't never straight. What
You
you
know,
mean?
I slick it down and curl it with beef grease, so that is not me.
That is not the beef grease edges, okay? Those are not.
That
No.
bad.
Okay, J Man, it was not me. So, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you talking. As Phil say, what you talking?
What you
What you
talking? You
talking?
feel me? Listen.
Okay, that's my doppelganger. I don't know. She looked just like me. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody said they always had say you have one person on this earth that looks like
That
you.
looks like you,
You
man.
you found her. You know, I found
Understand?
her. But in other news, serious news, I don't know if y'all heard about that shooting down in Texas last week. This guy killed like 5 people. It turned out it was 9 people, including this 9-year-old kid. This
You
guy is
vaguely
still on the loose. He's still
really?
on the loose.
They
Yeah, so
know
they
who it
have
is.
200. They know who it is. Apparently,
Wow.
his neighbors asked him to stop shooting his rifles. He was shooting his rifles. Now, this is down in Texas, so you already know. We were talking about this very same issue last week. People have guns. They do what they want with them, so they asked him to stop shooting his guns, and he just shot up a bunch of people, including the kid. And getting into the story, more than 200 officers from multiple law enforcement agencies are searching for the gunman accused of shooting and killing 5 people, including a 9-year-old child at a Cleveland, Texas home after neighbors asked him to stop firing his rifle outdoors, officials said on Sunday. Those officers are going door to door and asking community members for information, while authorities are also creating billboard posters in Spanish to inform everyone of the search. And there's now also a collective $80,000 reward being offered for information that leads to the suspect's arrest.
What's
Francisco
okay?
Oropesa,
It's about that.
38, is accused of killing 4 adults and a 9-year-old boy at a neighboring home Friday night in the city of Cleveland, Texas, about 40 miles northeast of downtown Houston. Investigators initially started tracking Oropesa using his cell phone, but said that trail went cold Saturday evening and he could now be anywhere. We don't have any tips right now to where he may be, and that's why we've come up with this reward. So hopefully somebody out there can call us um, and help them
Man,
out. First
he's
of
in
all,
he's in Mexico or South America.
Mexico,
So right
okay,
about that. Pew!
about to get snatched up
That
by the
part there.
cartel. He being
Gone.
recruited. Francisco to Mexico.
He said, "Andale, andale." Pew! He was out like Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah. Captain, I know it's been there's been like so many shootings from people just going to the wrong addresses. I know that it happened with like some DoorDash delivery drivers in Florida. And let's talk about that, right? Here you are, a DoorDash driver. You're not making much money. Good morning, Candace B. You're not
Hey,
making much money as is. But here you are dropping food off. You happen to go to the wrong address. And I know me myself, I have been guilty of
man,
dropping that pin in the wrong place where people have been trying to deliver my food and I know they're in the wrong address. And I'll call them up and I'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't know why, but my pin is in the wrong place. So you have to reset the pin. I don't know if y'all DoorDash, but I DoorDash. So you have to drop a pin for your address. And they already don't make enough money as is. People don't even tip sometimes. And now you're getting popped in your ass. I mean, I just don't understand it. Oh, Lord. J Man, you coming to the pajama party?
not
No, those agreements are
BGAs
in
and
place.
BGA. Hey, Afro Latina.
NDAs
That's
and
crazy.
BGAs. Good morning, Afro Latina. Texas Rifle
That is
Shout. That's why I'm
crazy.
surprised. I think it's just scary because we know that we've had neighbors who play music too loud. We've had neighbors who sometimes, be acting up where we'll go next door and be like, hey, could you turn it down or whatever the case may be. It kind of feels like you can't even do that.
The
What do
day and
you
age,
do? Do you just let it slide?
hell no. But the day and age that we live in, you have to be careful on how you approach certain things with certain people because there's a lot more
Right.
mental illness prevalent. There's a lot more people that feel empowered and or superior to other people, openly that is. So you have to be careful how you approach somebody because you see it all the time with people that approach cars, road rage, and out in the streets over the dumbest stuff, and they're not prepared for what happens behind their approach because either they feel
Yeah.
like either their size is intimidating, their voice is intimidating. Not realizing some people ain't playing with you, and some people ain't throwing their hands either. They gonna grab the hammer, grab a gun,
Right.
and they gonna go off. So you do have to be mindful, but I wouldn't say just let it be, because no, because that then you punking yourself, and especially
Right.
if it's a matter of a neighbor and being respectful one to another. The same way they want respect, they got to give it. That's it.
Yeah. I agree, Jamin. You got to really pick and choose your battle. We're dealing with a lot more mental health, right? Since
That's a
COVID, the
that's
government caused Trump. Yeah,
that's a fact.
agreed. I know when I grew up on 100, I grew up on 118th Avenue and Merrick Boulevard. For y'all don't know, there's the
Queens.
Black Spectrum Theater, Roy Wilkin Park. A lot of people know that park because there were lots of concerts have been held there. And I grew up right across the street from that park. And we had a neighbor, he was Jamaican, Mr. Riley, never forget it. And he had those big DJ speakers in the backyard. And there would be times he'd have those speakers, like if we were at the club and it was really disruptive to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the worst part would be like that Jamaican record where the gunshots go off and it'd be like boom 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 boom. Man, this man would have that at 200. You sit in the kitchen washing dishes, and the next thing you ducking for life, and it's Mr. Riley like Mr. Riley, turn that ish down. You having all types of heart attacks. It was like, yo, a few times my mom would go over there because my mother was brolic. She go, Mr. Riley, turn that shit down. And it would be like, but we as neighbors, we understood it. Like we understood that that was his thing. And when we told him to turn it down, he turned it down for like a half hour and then
They
go
turn
back
it
to
right back.
cranking. Be like, yo, get the barbecue out, get the grill out, and let's just barbecue. Cause he's not turning it down. Right, and the siren too, where you sit there like, oh wow, this is crazy. Um, I don't think that today you can even do something like that because, to your point, a lot of people are so impacted by COVID, and I think it's something we don't even talk about how COVID has really impacted so much people. Like there is PTSD because of COVID, and it's just really sad. It's almost like you walking on eggshells. Um, and it's just a sad way to live, you know. Mr. Raleigh, that was his name, Mr. Raleigh. May he rest in peace. He would have those speakers turned all the way up. the Wild Wild West ever since they made it that in the yeah, Tracy's Atlanta too. Atlanta's very scary. The Jamaicans in my neighborhood sometimes throw concerts with DJs. We don't say anything because we have concerts. Okay, Harry, and I know you disrespectful. You a disrespectful ass Harry. You are disrespectful ass. But let's just be conscious in how we act and aware of how we act, and also be aware of other people because you really can't control it. And we definitely don't want any kind of stories of like somebody got hit because of whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
And unfortunately, we
yeah,
hear those stories, though. Unfortunately, we do.
yeah,
It's just a weird time that we in. It's a weird time that we just have to be mindful, vigilant, observing, pay attention, um, learn problem resolution, you know, to be able to confront things without automatically, because you might tick somebody off that might not be mentally off there, who might be carrying a gun, a knife, or whatever the case may be,
yeah,
and you have to be
yeah,
mindful. You have to be mindful, especially we getting older. We getting supposed to be getting wiser, not older and dumber, but older and wiser. So when you get wiser, you learn to deal with problems differently, or at least you try to.
yeah. You definitely for sure do. Yeah, RW. Yeah, it wasn't the hood though. When I was growing up there, it was actually a really great place to live. Neighbors cared about each other and they cared about their homes and they made sure that their lawns were manicured because that's really, you know what I'm saying. It was working class people and neighbors cared about each other and we knew each other and we grew up together. When you go down there now, I was actually down in the hood not that long ago, and I went down my old block, and I was just like, this is not the same. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't how I grew up. And I'm grateful for my upbringing. I was able to get on my bike and go ride to Baisley Park or go to Roy Wilkins Park, or you know what I'm saying, and go to the park up the street and be a part of the jams. But it's very different today. I wouldn't want my kids out there. It's not gunslinging, but it's just a very different environment. But
A
yeah,
lot going.
that's where I grew
Yeah.
up. I grew up in St. Albans. Yes, that's what they call it, St. Albans. And that's why when Nas and Belly called Rochdale, which is a cooperative, by the way, the project, I was like, Nas, you disrespectful calling Rochdale the projects. Rochdale is not the projects, Nas. Rochdale is not the projects. Baisley is the projects, though. And it's about 5 blocks right down that way. So but yeah, just be aware. I think the other thing that we need to be aware of, and we've talked about this too, is money banking. um and I don't know if y'all know if anybody banks with First Republic Bank. As y'all know, First Republic is one of those tiny banks. They're not really
Never,
big,
never.
especially up here. Okay. Well, guess what? The US just seized them and they're getting ready to sell. So basically, First Republic Bank just went into the toilet. This is the third bank this year that has gone under, where if you have anything in there, you have pretty much, they guarantee you, the FDIC guarantees up to $250,000 of your money. But for the most part, if you have anything more than that, it's gone. And it's really scary because this is kind of like where we're going when it comes to banking and when it comes to money. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So I just wanted to share, if you are, if you do have First Republic Bank, but it's also be aware when it comes to banking. They really are trying to be careful. And I just saw a Republican on TikTok saying how him and the Republicans just signed a bill to stop Biden from making everything not just digital, banking money digital, but for them to be able to control it, and for them to be able to monitor it. And so it's a very scary situation. Y'all need to pay attention to this stuff in the next election. This right here to me is a determining factor of Democrat or
Of a
Republican,
lot, of a lot.
because
Yeah.
if you guys are working on trying to digitize my money and be in control of my money, turn it on or off when you want to, that I have a huge problem with. So Just getting into the story, United States regulators said on Monday First Republic Bank has been seized and a deal agreed to sell the bank to JP Morgan Chase and Company, and what is the third major U.S. institution to fail in 2 months. The Wall Street major bank will take most of First Republic's assets and all the deposits, including uninsured ones, the regulators said in a statement. JP Morgan was one of several interested buyers, including PNC Financial Services Group and Citizens Financial Group, which submitted final bids on Sunday in an auction being run by U.S. regulators, sources familiar with the matter said over the weekend. The California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation announced earlier on Monday it had taken possession of First Republic, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation would act as its receiver, the FDIC, which y'all always hear, but a lot of people don't know what they do. The FDIC estimated in a statement that the cost to deposit insurance fund will be about $13 billion. The final cost will be determined when the FDIC terminates the receivership. The rescue comes less than 2 months after Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank failed amid a deposit flight from U.S. lenders, forcing the Federal Reserve to step in with emergency measures to stabilize markets. That means that our money, our tax money, has gone in to rescue these failing banks, and they still failed. Signature Bank, if a lot of y'all don't know, if you have a Victoria's Secret cards, if you have some of these department store cards, Signature Bank was basically the ones who are funding that. And so, it's scary that these banks are folding at the rate that they are. This is the third bank. We're only 5 months into the new year. Don't think that these bigger banks are not at risk too. I just want y'all to be, I want y'all to be aware. And again, we've talked about this. Go buy gold, go buy silver, go buy the stuff that you can hold on to that's tangible. Because when it comes down to this money's real funny, y'all. Really funny.
Fact the Mundo.
My basement is flooded. Okay, so now I'm going into these comments. Yep, right off of Guy R. Brewer. Wait, somebody said they ex live in Rochdale. My ex live in Rochdale acts like it was projects too, so I always thought it was. No, it ain't the projects, man. They have security over there. Like you had to be a guest in the building. It was real. Rochdale was really a nice place. Like, no offense. A lot of people think it's a project because it's tall buildings, but it's not. But then when you're on the Guy R. Brewer side, it does look a little hoodish over there. Like, they got the liquor store and they got the little bodega, but it's all run down. So because it's run down, people think it's hood, and it's really not. Good morning, off to the in the building. Good morning, try me. Thank you for joining. Harry Hagen, anybody want to go to the pool? My basement is flooded. That's what happens when you let your own people install sub pumps. Oh my God, don't why you starting under my people? It could have been other people too. They just did a poor job. But I can bring a case of something to drink. Get the grill out, Harry Hagen. Get the grill out. Let's grill. Banks owe the government. That's how they sink. They use our funds. All the banks will close soon. AI, nah, it's not at all, but it's no soft place either across the street. Exactly. RW is on it. Exactly. Hello. Yes, exactly. Let me close that Vicky card. Okay, girl, because they about to get you. Des said you must have a strong yes. Yes, Miss Trina. Okay. You was getting that 28% interest rate, girl. That bra started out as $50. It wound up costing you $120 after you paid the bill off. That underwire bets I beat.
At least it was pretty.
It was pretty. But those panties don't fit me. Just saying.
Why not?
They just don't. They definitely made for Caucasian women.
You mean spillage?
I'm definitely gonna buy it. It's spillage. Listen, a fupa don't fit into no damn Victoria's Secret panty. I'm just telling you, it just really don't. I even try to turn them backwards. Like maybe if I put this way, like the tag don't go in the front. The tag goes in the back.
The fupa is meant to foop. The fupa is meant to foop. meant to be
And
concealed
it poops.
in the panty. It's supposed to poop over the panty. Yeah,
Pondy River, Pondy Bank. I don't.
pon the
It's
panty. Yeah,
exactly.
that part. The fupa is supposed to poop.
And it for sure does. She be showing up too, like, hey. I be like, who invited you? Who invited you? She's like, I'm
Yeah,
security.
yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. Look, providing some shade so you're not too hot down there. That's all.
Let me find out. They got multiple jobs. No, the whole hood be low. I see you, RW, for sure. Okay, Harry. I'm grilling this Saturday. Bernie and Philo, welcome. Bring your own bottle. Yo, drop that address, Harry. I will for sure. No, I won't for sure come through. I will be in Philly this weekend. So, but I'll for sure
Philly,
catch up with you
y'all.
soon. Victoria's Secret was made for YT men to feel comfortable shopping for their women, and they still don't. They still because see, men know y'all can't come home with an extra large. Y'all know if y'all come home with an extra large, we're gonna have a whole issue with it. Like, really? You trying to
Like
call
you
me
trying to
fat?
say that
You trying to right?
I
So you gonna come with those little
damn
smalls,
it.
and then that's gonna be the damn issue. Cause then the poop is gonna poop. That's not made for it.
You bring the
Yes,
small and
exactly.
you make sure the receipt is nearby. I can't fit these. Okay, baby girl, here. Take them back and get your right size. It's a
They
win-win.
listen, just stay in the medium. Just because we gonna try to squeeze that fupa into a medium. You gonna tuck it in, girl. If you don't get in there. That's why so many people like that. Guys. You right, Gwen. Let me tell you something. It's really scary what's going on right now. You see some of these movies and you wonder to yourself if it's all conspiracy theories, but a lot of it makes sense. If you
Yeah,
even seen the Manchurian Candidate, that movie is
yes,
wild as hell. But I could
yeah.
see it happening.
Manchurian
It's
Candidate,
crazy.
enemy of the state with Will Smith. A lot of
Yep.
things are not far fetched like you think they are,
They really are not. Yeah, those
and
panties are
a
not
lot of the
made for the faint of
technology,
heart.
the weaponry, and all these are prototypes of stuff that are actually either hitting the market right away or soon down the line. Pay attention.
Yep.
If you go back and look at some of the older movies, science fiction and thriller movies and stuff like that,
Yep.
you were like, oh well, I'll be damned.
What's the
Listen,
movie with Gwyneth Paltrow that really talked about COVID? What's the name of that? There's one with Gwyneth Paltrow, and it really was, and it came out in like 19, no, not 19. It came out in like 2011, something like it came out like 10 years ago, and it turned out that that was how like the COVID spread. I mean, like it was how the whole thing kind of had the concept of how COVID really became. Gwyneth Paltrow was out in China. She was at some business
come on,
pig,
Michelle.
and
He said, Harry
what's
said
the name of that
contagion.
movie? Contagion. Yes, that movie. When you think about that movie, if you watch that movie, they were talking about COVID back then. So you got to imagine that a lot of this is just not conspiracies, that a lot of this is really truly happening. And even though sometimes I say all the time, we feel powerless, y'all, we got to get ourselves in order because true story, it's scary out here. They have already produced the
That's a fact,
oh,
man.
okay, yes. Have y'all
That's
heard about the
a fact, man.
robots in Times Square? So Times Square, hold on, let me
No.
get that story. So NYPD has recently launched robots. There's a dog, and a couple of other robots in Times Square to start policing. First of all, you NYPD police officers, they about to replace y'all asses. Okay, just like the self checkout, they about to replace y'all asses. But how scary? What if one of those things go rogue or haywire? Or what if it gets hacked? Those things could attack. Come on, AI robots. Come on. It's so scary what's going on. And we are smack dab in the middle. Those robots are able to shoot. That's my concern. Yes. Form of SARS, but on yes. Okay.
That's a
So
fact.
NYPD. Okay. NYPD. introduces two robot policing technologies. That's what they want to call it, tools and technology. GPS, policing technologies, GPS DART system. DigiDog is out of the pound, Mayor Eric Adams. Why is your ass co signing this, Eric Adams? I don't know, but whatever. Said at a press conference showing off three new NYPD technologies, including a robotic dog. New York Mayor Eric Adams and Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell announced Tuesday the deployment of two robot policing technologies and a GPS based tracking system for stolen vehicles. One of the robotic
Mhm.
technologies Adams and Swell introduced during their press conference in Times Square was the DigiDog, a four-legged robotic dog made by Boston Dynamics. The city had previously introduced it under former Mayor Bill de Blasio, but Adams said Tuesday a few loud people were opposed to it, which resulted in the DigiDog being decommissioned after less than 1 year. DigiDog is out of the pound, he said in the conference. The city has acquired two of the DigiDogs, which city officials said cost $750,000 and were paid for with asset forfeiture funds. That means if they
Uh,
got your money through drug
that drug
seizures or
money and all
any
that. Yeah.
illegitimate means, you just paid for a DigiDog.
Burrow.
Um, Jeffrey Madre,
Wow.
NYPD's chief of department, said the New York City Fire Department has been using the
Burrow.
DigiDog for the last year and has had success with the technology. The police will use it two robotic dogs in high risk situations such as bomb threats or hostage negotiations. The department also announced it's leasing a
Man.
K5 autonomous security robot made by Nightscope, a California security camera and robotics maker. The firm claims that the robot used artificial intelligence to provide real time incident notifications to emergency personnel. It's also
Mm.
equipped with a 360-degree eye level video feed, 16 microphones, and a license plate reader. Y'all are about to be asked out in in NYC. The department said the K5 robot will be deployed around Times Square, including in the subway station, on a 6 month pilot program kicking off this summer. Sewell said neither the DigiDogs nor the K5 robot will use facial recognition yet, and I don't believe that
Yeah, right.
either.
Yeah, right.
The NYPD also announced plans to test a location tracking system known as Star Chase GPS, a high tech dart gun used to tag fleeing vehicles, allowing officers to track suspects' movements, said Chief of Patrol John Shell. Whew. In the last couple of years, you've seen an influx of
Whew.
ghost cars or cars with paper plates and an increase in car theft, and they're being used to commit other crimes. And while we're doing this, it allows our officers to stay safe, limit pursuits, and let GPS do its job. Um, are y'all concerned?
Listen, it's
Because if it's in New
technology,
York, it's
is,
gonna roll out in other places. Just so y'all know,
and
like it's New
and
York
and
right
it is,
now.
and it is because they had those damn robot dogs in DC a couple months back. It was some kind of convention. I guess they were showing these dogs and what their capabilities were. These robot dogs or whatever. So it's here. Y'all can't run from it.
Morning, Michelle.
Prepare yourself. That's all. Prepare yourself. The world is about to get a little bit different. A little bit different. And what's the capacity of speed? Like you gonna try to run from the police, you might get away because they might get winded. These dogs and other things ain't got no wind. Listen, who
Yeah,
you
could
run
you
to?
imagine getting attacked by a damn digi dog? What if that thing clamps down on your leg and they can't get it off? Like it's just too many things that could go wrong. My whole thing is stay the hell out of Times Square, y'all. Because I promise you, they're saying they don't use facial recognition, but they already have our faces. If you have a driver's license, they already have your facial recognition. And who knows what kind of information these robots are collecting. That's what we don't understand. When those balloons from China were going over those weather balloons, that they were like, oh, they harmless. No, they were collecting data for
They,
China
that's,
on
that's a
bases, on weaponry, on all types of stuff. So you don't think they're doing the same thing? I mean, it's almost like I'm about to get into a conversation mine as a cabin up in the mountain recluse. I could Amazon my food. I don't need to come outside for Nathan. I could talk to y'all from the from my safe cabin somewhere where I ain't got to be outside because it's crazy. A woman on the
It's,
testament
it's
predicted the
definitely about to
pandemic
get
in
different, real
2021.
different.
Yeah, like that movie where the fur doll went haywire. Yeah, exactly. Like these things get, you just can't control it. The scary part is like anything, even the Tesla cars, if these things get hacked, you lose control of it. That's where it gets scary. We
It's
think we have
scary.
control of it, but if somebody hacks it, that becomes really the first line of defense when it comes to terrorism. If they really wanted to really do terrorism, they would hack our systems, drain our bank accounts. It's all doable. There's no protection when it comes to any of this stuff. They will go in, they will hack your stuff, drain our bank accounts, the things that are all digital, they will take over them. Could you imagine a robot chasing your ass down the street or a digidog? Can you outrun a digidog? That's what I'm asking.
Ah! And listen, and listen, like you said, what if they go rogue or haywire? Depending on what they're built with, the materials they're built with, they might be damn near indestructible. That's the crazy part about it.
Yes, exactly. My bell said police robots gonna be shooting ninjas too. Okay. They're gonna be like, make sure you get that dark ones first.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear. This with talks about facial recognition software. They've already had that in a lot of police vehicles for a good while.
Yep.
How do I know this? I when I was doing Uber and Lyft, I took a gentleman down to Capitol Hill who was part of a group. They were a watchdog group that over a lobbying project where they were going to battle. I don't know if it was in Congress or the Senate over this technology that was already being used
Mm-hmm.
in a test. They said test phase or whatever, where when it came to white folks, it worked properly. When it came to us, it was well off. I mean, off, not well off, but totally screwed up or whatever the case may be. And it gave false indications of who was who and things of that nature. And this was, I want to say 2015, 16, somewhere off in there. So
Right.
just think, and they never told y'all they were utilizing this technology on a test basis or full on, utilization. So you got to be mindful. A lot of things that go on and we don't know what's going on. A lot of technology in these meetings that they slip into these big ass bills that they're passing. These like bills for like stimulus and things of that nature, where they had 800 other things in the bill. They're
Yep.
passing crap that you're not being privy to. That will affect you and your families now and in years to come. Be careful.
Yep.
Stay observant. Stay vigilant. I'm trying to tell you.
For real. We may need to create our own city because evolution, you say you ride dirty. What kind of dirty you ride? What kind of
What
dirty are
one
you riding?
evolution? You a trap queen,
Go-
evolution?
Let me find out you buying digi dogs. Let me find out. You financing digi dogs. I'm with you, J man. I'm about to go live off the
Fact. Oh,
land,
that
man. I'm so ready to be the hell out of here. Me too, Candace B. Like I am like the things that we used to think about moving to Philly or moving upstate or moving into the woods. I'm not going. I'm not living. Is really an option right now. I know. I don't know what the he's Bernie. Your Wi-Fi is already shotty. Don't go to the mountains. Harry, you always shooting bullets. Leave my Wi-Fi. Leave my
ah,
Wi-Fi alone, okay?
the government need
Leave
to
my
come
Wi-Fi
repossess that.
alone. I have T-Mobile too, so it's real. I talk about prize being an informant for the U.S. government. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. I just looked up this Cop City thing that Sarah Lynn just put us on to. Good morning, Mr. King Talk TV. Welcome. I was live with him last night. We had a nice little chat. He's always such a good, insightful kind of dude, which I appreciate. Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on behind the scenes. But let's talk about this Cop City because Sarah Lynn, I did not know about it, but it turns out there's a the struggle to stop Cop City is over a battle over the creation of a $90 million police urban warfare. It's not just a fight to protect 381 acres of forest land, known as one of the four lungs of Atlanta, currently under threat of destruction. It's not just a conflict over how the city invests the over 30 million it has pledged to the project, to be supplemented by at least 60 million in private funding. The movement
Mm.
is all of those things, but even more fundamentally, the struggle to stop Cop City is a battle for the future of Atlanta. It's a struggle over who the city is for. The city's corporate and state ruling class actors who have demanded that Cop City be built, or the people of Atlanta who have consistently voiced their opposition and demanded a different vision for the city. It is a fight over who the city belongs to, over who Atlanta is run for and who it runs against, over who is
Mm.
welcome to live and enjoy life here or who is expected to simply labor here for low wages and under constant surveillance. In January 2023, Cop City claimed its first life when a joint task force of local and state police officers marched into the Wilani forest and assassinated Tortuguita Terran, a 26-year-old queer indigenous Venezuelan forest defender. Why did he have to be queer, though? Why did he have to be a queer forest
Why?
defender? Why
Why
couldn't
did
he
it
just
be a
be
force defender? Yeah, fact.
right? Why he had to be all of that? The project has already claimed the lives of trees in the forest as clear cutting began in March 2023. So this is just a couple of months ago. Cop City has already stolen the freedom of 42 people who have been charged with domestic terrorism and dozens more who were violently arrested while protesting the project. As the struggle to stop Cop City has gone national and international, it has also left many wondering, given so much widespread opposition, why is the city of Atlanta so intent on building Cop City? And if they insist on building Cop City, why build it atop such a precious forest land? And why now, when the plans were first proposed back in 2017 and the city had previously committed to protecting and preserving the land in question? So
Mm.
I'm just trying to figure out. So they just want to put a whole city together and they building it on forest.
To train
This.
paramilitary police. Basically what it is. That's what the
Oh,
urban. That's what
okay.
the urban. That's what the urban part of their training is about. Listen, y'all better wake the hell up. Those
What do
those
you do though?
those that have those that do have firearms, etc. Y'all better hold on to them and stop using them for dumb shiggity. Hold on to them. I'm trying to tell you, it's
Cop
about to get
City
real
sounds
difficult.
crazy. I'm just reading from the regular old news inspector elite. Um I can't really believe that all of these things are just going on under our nose and there's not a damn thing that we could really do about it.
It's a
Like
lot
these
we can
people
do
out in
about
the
it,
woods
but
protesting.
it's a
Like
lot we
what?
can do about it. But if you don't know, if not enough people know to protest or to contact their legislator or whatever to affect these things, then that's how they slid. That's how they slide it in, slide it under. They put it in these mega bills. They hold these midnight and hearings and stuff like that, and they do it in such a way to hurry up and get it through as quiet as possible. So by the time you find out, it's too late. Now you kind of behind the eight ball trying to get somebody to take up the cause to get back in the legislation to cancel or to counteract it. That that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's all very scary. And
Very.
as we talk about it, it just like it opens your eyes up. I was just in Times Square yesterday. I didn't see a digi dog or anything like that. My
It
ass would
saw
just get
you.
caught.
It saw
No, I'm
you, and
not
it was
running.
like,
Right?
"Beyond
Get her. Get her. Get
barriers."
her.
It's
Oh my
it's
goodness.
seeing you.
Person of queer is sad. Yeah, they're human beings too. I don't understand the queer part. Turn off 5G, 10G. They're giving off high values of radiation. Don't keep your phone nearby when you got arrested. Well, yeah. You know what's so funny is that, yeah, phones do radiate. I mean, they do. have radiation in them, and a lot of us keep
Yeah.
it by our head, we keep it by our bodies, we keep it by, and it actually is disruptive to your sleep. Somebody told me that they said, at night, put your phone in the kitchen, like a far away from you, so that you can actually not feel so disrupted. Um, and yeah, but we don't do it. I don't do it. My phone is right by me. I need that alarm kicking and waking me up in the morning. Sarah Lynn, this is why we have to show up to local elections with more energy than we do. I agree. I said that the other day.
That part.
I said
That
that the
part.
other day.
Because that's where you
We out
that's where
here
you
voting
affect
for the wrong thing. It's almost like,
that's where
go
we
ahead,
affect
Phil. Talk that ish.
that's where we affect the most change. Because a lot of us think, well, yeah, we gonna oust the president, we gonna do this, do that. No, 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 no. You start right there with the legislation, the councilmen, the aldermen, the senators, those people at the local level that you
Yep.
can actually affect change and force their hand on stuff through the power of the people. And then that goes up the chain. That goes up the chain. But you trying to start at the top and hope that it trickles down. No, you got to start from the ground and work your way up the right way. A lot
Yep.
of people don't understand that.
Yep. It's not glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not elections. It's not glamorous. It's glamorous to go out and vote for the president. It's glamorous. I keep telling y'all, the president is a figurehead. He does nothing. All he does is represent us. And the one we got in house right now. No offense, Biden. I was a champion for you, but it's very scary what's going on over there with you. I'm just saying, it's very scary what's going on. You don't make a good case for yourself, and you making us Democrats look real bad out here in these streets. I'm just saying, or host a weapon, keep
That
it out of reach in the hallway closet. All right, so let's get to this prize update, because it is the weekend rewind, and we've talked about this where Prize, he was basically in trial for allegedly, well, not allegedly, I guess it's true now, being a basically filtering money or trying to clean money for some guy who was stealing it. But Grammy winning musician Pras Michael has been convicted in a federal court, federal guys, in Washington, D.C. on 10 counts related to charges that include conspiracy, witness tampering, and failing to register as an agent of China. It was a case that
yeah.
spanned actions on two continents and multiple countries, a star studded witness list, foreign intrigue, and both domestic and international influence peddling. At the center, prosecutors said, was Michael 50, a member of the 19 Eras group Fugees, whose 1996 album, The Score, remains one of the top streaming albums of all time, and who later tried to reinvent himself as a businessman and a humanitarian. He netted the attention of federal authorities when he waded into international and national politics. It's one of those stay in your lane type of situations. Ultimately, Michael was convicted of conspiracy, concealment of material facts, making false entry in records, witness tampering, and serving as an unregistered agent of a foreign power. He faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. A sentencing date has not been set yet. Wow. Um,
Hmm.
it's kind of messed up because here you have somebody who was doing music and wanted to do more. Artists and stuff who want to do more, and he just wanted to do more. Unfortunately, he did too much. 10
Ready or
counts.
not,
I don't think
here
he
I
had a
come.
fighting chance in hell, right?
Gonna
You can't
find
hide.
you. Listen,
Oh
understand
my
something.
god.
Listen, that's why
I'm an
that's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful about your motives and what your love is, right? Money is not the root of all evil, but the love of it is.
Yeah.
And it makes you the human more susceptible to
Yeah.
delve into certain areas that you might not be able to get yourself out of or whatever. Um, and unfortunately, in this
Yeah.
situation, he got himself tied into, which probably started innocent well enough, and then this Malaysian or whatever he was businessman offered him probably more money to try to do this and that,
Jolo.
and he went for it, and the money was good, and the Fuji's wasn't doing crap at the time, so why not? So then it probably led to other things, and he probably, unbeknownst to him, the Malaysian dude and or the other Chinese people were under investigation, and he got roped right on in like a passy or whatever. And
Right.
unfortunately, you have
Right.
to deal with it. Now, depending on what his criminal background is, he might not get all that time because with the feds they go off of classification levels or whatever. You get points given and points taken away as to the structure of what
Okay.
you will. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Look
And
at our
so
little
hopefully,
legal mind over here, giving over here. Look at him giving his legal analysis. I love it. Go ahead, Phil. What you think he gonna get?
I know a thing or two. I know a thing or two, you know, but it would dictate how much time he has, unless there's mandatory minimums on these charges. It'd be interesting to see. And if he has operated as an informant, he's probably not going to do too much time at all. Probably not.
First of all,
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna lie. If somebody came and made me an offer and be like, "You want to be a spy?" You know what I'm saying? Because when we think about spies, and we were talking about movies earlier, it's kind of glamorous. You get dressed up, you got little, you always looking fly, you ever to always exit, you always got an exit plan. You gonna go down and shoot, or you
that
flying out in
obvious
the hell. I don't know. I'm just saying, it
that
sounds
that's
kind of
the movies.
exciting.
That's the movies. Because Praz obviously was not James Bond in this situation. He damn sure wasn't. Listen,
No, he was not.
he was like, "Here, take this
No, he
package
was
and
not.
deliver it over there across town." Whoop whoop whoop. And got caught up. He was a mule, basically.
Yeah, he was. And guess what? You were definitely the fall guy for that because, but again, uh, greed will get you in trouble every time. Like greed is something that a greedy person is always gonna have to pay the piper. Patsy Oswald was a patsy. Yes, Sarah Lynn, yeah, there were contributions to the Obama case. The guy who basically was using him, Joe Lowe, wanted a picture. I think he paid up to like, I don't know, some crazy amount of money just to take a picture with Obama. So, there was really a lot of like shicey stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I just find it like one of our greats, a legend that we know from music, who he was really trying to do a lot of humanitarian things in Haiti. Haiti's been a mess, and I know he tried to go in there and try to do his politics thing. I just think it's another one of our guys down, things that people have been doing for years, but you happen to be the one that got caught. So, prize, we praying for you,
Son
bro.
dummy number one. Yeah. God
Right.
willing, God willing, he'll get smacked on the wrist and be all right. That he won't get all them years. But like I said, if he was an informant in some capacity, in something that of that magnitude, he's probably not going to do a lot of time. Um, the problem is depending on how
I
deep it
hope
go,
not. I mean,
his safety might be a factor. Not from street stuff and street politics, but from other governments. And depending on how deep that goes and what he was all privy to and around or whatever, it could it could it
yeah.
could be life threatening for him, unfortunately.
Listen, don't be surprised. Bernie Madoff got hit. Jeffrey Epstein got hit. Once you get to a certain level and you know certain things, you become a liability. You know, that's your ass, Mr. Post. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But
That part.
I know how devastating it is to, lose a family member or someone you care about to the prison system. I don't care for how long, how short amount of time, how long amount of time. So I'm just praying for him and his family. Um, you know, and anybody who offers y'all an opportunity to become a spy, decline. Okay? Just
Don't
decline.
be don't
Say
be
no. Just say
think
no.
of the James Bond movies. I'm like, yeah, I could do that.
Right.
I could do that. Yeah, you'll be on channel 7954 and every other outlet, CNN,
2006.
MSNBC,
I mean,
all that. Breaking
for
news.
sure.
breaking news: B Lava caught in an
Why
espionage.
I gotta be the one going to jail though? Why I gotta
I
be
didn't
me? Why
say
I gotta
jail,
get bit by the
but you the
digi
one that brought
dog?
up that
Now
you
I'm
was
the one getting
intrigued. You was
arrested.
the one. You was the one intrigued by the damn spy shit, jumping off the plane
Yeah.
and disappearing.
Get a little gun that goes into the little the garter belt. Come on, man. You gotta
The
admit
fupa
they make
belt. The
spying
fupa
look
belt.
fun. The
You know
fuck.
the.
I'm
Damn
gonna put
it.
it in my fupa holster.
Damn it.
Oh my god. I was watching it. Yeah, but yo, seriously. But I'm just saying, just stay away from the secret agent shit. I know I'm not made for it. I keep telling y'all I'm not a fast runner. So I would definitely get caught. I'm afraid of heights, so there will be no helicopters. I'm just not a good candidate.
Y'all got me. Y'all got me. I don't want no
Oh my
problem.
goodness. Right? I'm caught. But the last story I wanted to share with y'all, because we coming up on an hour, which is awesome. This time flew by. I love you guys in the comments. You guys
That's a
always
fact.
bring the funny, and y'all bring the real. Sarah Lynn, you're gonna have to come up one day because you are knee deep in politics and what's
She's
going
definitely a
on.
correspondent.
Yes,
She
for
could be a
sure. We're gonna
morning
need you
show
to come on it.
correspondent.
Yes, for sure, because you definitely bring a lot to the table with awareness. Um, Watch me, you're killing me.
I think
Yeah,
Phil is
Phil
faster
is for
than
sure
me.
faster than B
Trust
Love
me, don't
for
let the weight fool
sure.
you. I'm light on my
Yeah,
feet, but
I listen. I'll run a marathon in these Louboutins. Don't get it confused over there, Watchmen. It will go down. It will go down. I don't want to, but it will. All right, last story for today. Adidas is facing a lawsuit over the Kanye West partnership.
I bet.
So, Yee's anti-Semitic meltdown was one of the biggest stories of 2022. The debacle began when the musician formerly known as Kanye West wore a White Lives Matter shirt in Paris. White Lives Matter is a slogan heavily associated with the white supremacist group and other far right entities. Yee then doubled down, posting screenshots of a conversation with Puff Daddy. Those texts show Yee saying, "I'ma use you as an example to show the Jewish people that that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me." 2 days later, on October 9th, Yee's anti-Semitic remarks became even more blatant. The rapper took to Twitter to declare, "I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda." He was then interviewed by former Fox host Tucker Carlson, where Yee said, "I prefer my kids' new Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering." This finally led to sportswear
Mm,
company Adidas cutting
damn.
ties with Yee. Adidas has collaborated with Yee on the Yeezy shoes line since 2013. The final straw appeared to be a public declaration by Yee that he could be publicly anti-Semitic without facing consequences from Adidas. I remember that. He doubled down on it too. He was like, "I could say whatever I want and Adidas will not fire me." He said it twice. Adidas is
Yeah,
reportedly set to lose around 1.3 billion from unsold Yeezy inventory. That is just one
already
of the
know.
reasons that they are now facing a class action lawsuit from their investors. Shareholders have alleged that the company's refusal to cut ties with Yee, as well as their inability to financially weather their eventual decision to drop him, is starting to hurt their portfolios. However, that's not all the suit alleges. In addition to the financial impact, investors are claiming that senior Adidas executives knew about Yee's anti Semitic beliefs. The suit alleges that this information was kept from public view to mitigate its financial impact. Agreed. Furthermore, the suit alleges that this course of action led to the artificial inflation of Adidas share price. Moreover, hiding Yee's behavior and thus inflating the share price worsened the financial impact when the stock later tanked. Adidas is yet to publicly respond to the suit. So, in summary,
Mm.
the people who invested in Yee and Adidas who have lost money because Adidas decided to terminate the relationship, they're saying Adidas knew all along that Yee was this person. They just hid it because they knew that the financial impact would be
The
great.
benefit.
And so,
Yeah.
because of And because of that, they're basically saying we want our money. First of all, can y'all throw those Yeezys right up in Marshalls and Burlington Coat Factory so everybody could just get a pair? Because I wasn't paying $800 for those raggedy sneakers anyway. They're not even cute, for the record.
Man, listen, I wish the hell I would. They also, they
Do
also
what? Wear
that I
Yeezys?
would pay a whole lot of money for, but his whole clothing line to me was garbage. But that's just me. But you try not to down talk, another brother, trying to, uh, earn a bag. But in this situation, yeah, they played themselves because they jumped out there by severing the ties with them, and then they came back to the table with crap on their face to say they were going back into business with them, which was
Right. They had to. The financial impact was huge. I agree though. Y'all knew he felt this way. He's always been vocal in
no.
his beliefs and how he feels. And he that's one thing he just never has hidden. The problem, yes, Inspector, I agree, is his sense of entitlement, where he feels like he could say and do whatever he wants with no consequence. You can't do that. You can, but it comes at a cost. You are insulting your
At a
own
cost. Right.
people. And I've said it before. I've said it before, and I will say it again. And this is my disclaimer. This is completely just my belief. This is not a Good Morning Gang belief. Phil and I have not discussed this behind closed doors. When I say this, Kanye hates the skin he's in. He hates being black. And because he hates it so much, he bucks against it so much. And I'm not saying that everything he's saying is wrong. He does have valid points, but the man hates himself. And because he does, he's made it an attack against color folks. And you can't say what you want. You can't do what you want without consequence. I'm sorry. That's just my
That's
opinion.
a fact.
So
That's a fact. I'm glad you took ownership of it. I'm glad you took sole
yeah, I
ownership.
got you. I got you. I got you.
You feel me?
Okay.
I think I look.
Yeah. You have to stop blaming
Well,
it on mental health.
listen.
Yeah, I don't think. No.
My
Watch
thoughts
me.
are: one, we are in a world that freedom ain't free, freedom of speech ain't free, and no matter what you've been told and conditioned to believe, that everything, like B Love says, comes with a cost. And if you're going to stand on, you got to be willing to deal with whatever comes with it. Um,
Sorry, beautiful lies.
we are in a place where we can be talked about. We can talk about ourselves, or we can be talked about in such a way, to a certain degree. But certain groups, racial and ethnic groups, cannot be discussed. It's like some kind of secret, unwritten clause that is just not allowed. Period. The problem the problem is, and we have to delve into that. They are smart in the way that they have their own. They have lawyers. They have tacticians. They understand the penal code and civil codes that allow them to do a lot of the things that they do in business and in personal lives. And they're not afraid to push the pen. They're not afraid to exercise their rights via the courts when it comes to lawsuits and things of that nature. They are very
Hmm.
astute and smart people when it comes to finances and that, and they've gotten themselves in pockets and places to where it'll be more detrimental to go against them than to side with them in public opinion. So
Right.
understand that. Don't look
Yeah.
at it like, damn, why they get these privileges. Look at it more so like, damn, I need to find out what they doing. I need to study what they doing and apply it to me and mine, so that me and mine can, because you got to understand how they came into this country, how they persevered and came up through. Because a lot of other races were the N word of this country before we actually were.
Right. And beautiful little Jazz, listen, I understand that people may feel or you feel a way about it. That's how I feel about it. And we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? I think that Kanye is brilliant at his music. I think that he's done really great job, and I think he says some really honest things. But at the same time, there's some issues there that are bigger than music. There are issues there that are
She's
bigger than
trolling.
race.
She's
And
trolling.
at the
Talking
end
about
of the
play with
day,
Kanye West.
listen, some people really feel that way. Like some people really feel like you can't say anything about Kanye. But at the end of the day, that's the
No.
thing about it. We could say what we want. That's what I love about this show is that we say what we want and we're able to do it in a way that's just it is what it is. So sorry.
Kanye
Um
Kanye West is brilliant with some things, and he's brilliantly ignorant in other things. And that's the
right.
problem. It's a fine line. It's a very paper thin line that a lot of times he's laying all across it when he's trying to exercise his thought process, and it taints the geniusness of certain things that he says,
He
and
says,
some of it
right.
comes across as idiotic. And he needs a think tank. He needs a group of like a little group or some people that he can go to that can really counsel him to say, okay, you can speak your truth, you can say what it is you want to say, but this is how you say it, where you're still speaking your truth, but you're doing it in such a way,
Right.
because you got to understand, we're still in the country where we're not getting our due diligence as a people. So because you
Right.
got a couple more
Right.
dollars, because you have a couple more dollars, does not totally exclude you from persecution, bigotry, racism, hate, and everything else. So because you feel like you've arrived and you're at a certain place, does not mean that they won't get in your ass pause when it comes to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, things
Right.
that you're saying too. But I applaud him for certain things that he says, and certain things it's like, come on, my knob, shut the figure
Right.
up.
Right. You kind of lose the point with it. But here we are at 9:50. It's been another great 2 hours with all of y'all. My co-host Big Phil. What you got going on, Phil?
Listen, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. You know, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays where we at. We right here on the Good Morning Gang morning show. Friday
Yes.
evening, or 8 to 10 a.m., that part, Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Friday evenings, Feel the Love Fridays with my other lovely co-host, Evolution Brooklyn. And then y'all can see me
Yes.
anytime, at any moment on these IG streets, and about to be on these YouTube streets as well. Listen, I'm around like tires
I
and
have to
I'm
say
not
whatever I
going
want to.
nowhere. What about
That's
you,
right.
me lover lover?
Same over here. You know what we gonna be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, doing what we do. Talking that ish, waiting for Friday so we can rock with evolution because I love it. And at the end of the day, man, listen, this is what we do. Love it or hate it, this is what we do. So I'm gonna let you go
Yeah.
ahead and take it out
Listen,
because I can say
it's
what
been a
I want.
wonderful it's been a wonderful show. It's been a wonderful show. And as I always say, smile, because you never know what it might do for somebody, including
That's right.
yourself. More importantly, learn to love on somebody on purpose and with purpose. Listen, we
Right.
ain't all got it right. We ain't all got it wrong. And we can love on people, even through his misgivings and shortcomings. But just because we love on him don't mean that he's right in everything that he does. Nor does it mean that we're right in everything we do. But the
Right.
key in it all is to love on somebody on purpose.
Thank you.
Huh? Listen, until the
That's
next
right.
time we can chop it up and have a tater tay. Listen, we'll holler. Never.
Bye.